Hey boardies, welcome to AmassGames. My name is Simon. Today I'm bringing how to set up, play, review and solo playthrough for the game Under Falling Skies. Now the solo playthrough I might do in a separate video, but I might leave it pause and set up just so you can see actually how to play the game and my review. Now I've deliberately set some of these up just so it's much easier to set up. It's not as clear as I'd hoped it would be in the rules, and the rules are a bit ambiguous, especially when they talk about the why of why you want to do something until once you've read a few more pages, which isn't ideal for me, which is hopefully why this video will help you. I've also taken stuff out of the baggie just to help set up a bit quicker as well. Most of the game stuff will be in the box still because this is just being set up for that first introductory game to get you used to how to play it, and I said for that solo playthrough as well. Just quickly, let's talk about CGE. You can skip through this in a second. I have played this game and Arnak and Galaxy Trucker and Trapwoods and Pictomania, apologies. Haven't played Sanctum, have played Adrenaline, have played Space Alert, not played Pulsar yet, played all the versions of Codenames, including XLX or XXL, and Duet and Pictures, including XL, and a Letter Jam before it actually came out as prototype, and That's a Question, and Alchemists, and the Golem edition, or the expansion, and Through the Ages, and Last Will, and I believe Prodigal's Club, and not Dungeon Lords, but you can see my video for Dungeon Pets, which is very popular, and Tashklar I have played online too. So, as you can see, I'm very familiar with CGE games, I've played many of them, and now, as I said, everything else will be staying in the box, like those spare baggies, the spare blue dice you'll be using later in further missions, and there's a campaign mode whereby you're revealing new stuff, going to new locations. If I quickly turn over the box, there's a bit of a layout that going on too as well. Also, the back of the rulebook, there isn't a player aid unfortunately, but it tells you how you're going to have your starting components and the campaign. So there are dice, so there will be a dice distancing video. If you want to see how far dice roll, please check that out. Of course, I do have a playlist for that too. I'll be moving this off to one side and now placing out these components. This will be starting at the bottom, so I'll be making sure I have things nice and neat. And then going up to the top, we have this piece here. Then we have this piece, and ultimately this is showing where these aliens are coming down from space, very much like the game Asteroids, and we're trying to win by making sure our research track gets to the top to understand how to defeat them, like in, say, Independence Day. Now we're starting off in Roswell, and this is how it's laid out. The key thing to be aware of is the fact that these colours get darker or lighter depending on how you look at it. And as you can see, it is very much a portrait game, which is not very handy when you're making a 4K video, as I'm doing here. But as you can see, I've got everything lined up, and I'll be moving things down as far as possible because we're going to have an excavator, which we're going to have. It allows us to unlock new abilities down here. So we place them at starting position. We're also going to be taking our dice, so I'll be talking to them in a moment. We've also got our spaceships. Now, spaceships will start over here, and the way that's going to work is as we move across, they are going to be coming down, and when they come down, this is going to be off the top of the board, so they're going to be over here. But as you can see, there's very little space, so I'm actually going to choose to not do that presently. But when we get there, you'll see what happens. There's 3 phases to a round. I happened to win in the 4th round last time. There are certain positions where you're starting on your abilities. So we have these little data stick in Roswell, obviously the place to do your research. Spare white discs, these actually are clear, but spare spaceships, which we're going to deal with in due course. So what's the aim of the game? Like I said, we are trying to get our research track to the very end to win. Meanwhile, these baddies are going to be attacking us. Now, we also want to be making sure we're increasing our excavator because let's explain the various things you can be doing on your turn. So this is a 1-player game. It takes 20 to 40 minutes. And in this particular game, you can play it with more players. You're going to play it cooperatively. So this can go on the cooperative playlist module as well. And like I said, there's a number of things you can be doing. It takes in 3 different phases in one round. We have the dice phase, which I'll talk to in a moment. You're placing them out. You have the room phase and the mothership phase. So the room phase I'll talk to you in a moment when we get onto it, and the mothership phase as well. So I'll be starting off on this first round, and then of course maybe continuing that after I've given you a review. So firstly, take your dice and roll them. If you wish to place out a white die, you're going to have to roll everything else. So most you're going to be rolling these dice twice. So depending on what you want, maybe you do want to be re-rolling them, maybe you don't. So let's have a look and see what we want to pick. Now, depending which of these 5 columns they go in, these spaceships are going to be moving down. It's bad when they cross this line here because they've now zapped, landed in Roswell, done damage and increasing our damage marker. We can lose when this reaches to the death of the skull mark, so that's bad. Obviously I said we win when we reach the top. We also have resources we need to be managing, which we can get more from these yellow zones. And lastly, we can lose when this spaceship, at the end of each round, it's going to move down 1 position. So again, we have a number of rounds to complete this by. Now, as I have completed this, I'm going to alternate it and make it slightly harder. And what you can do is just alternate and flip one of these over. It makes the game harder. So I'm going to try it with the harder mode. Now, it might not look like much is happening here, but in this instance, it takes a bit more of a firepower to destroy these ships. As you can see on the right-hand side, aside from this one, you have various other things that trigger. So at the beginning of the first round, next time we're going to have more of these white ships come out. Then the excavator is going to go backwards. Then more of these white ships are going to come out. So you'll see what happens as we get there. So where do I want to go? Well, I love to do some excavating just to move things along. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 allows me to move my research track up as well, up 5 positions. So I'm actually going to do that. So you won't be resolving that till we get onto that phase. But moving this here, it does move 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now you can move it there. But now this guy, remember, is going to be on that left-hand column. It is going to be moving 5 positions downwards. And bearing on where you want things to move, that could be negative. In this instance, I think it might be. But you have to bear in mind, obviously, the benefits against those, obviously, negatives. So if we wanted it to move down, we'll have it overlap slightly, but it will be slightly out of shot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Funny enough, the best position to have it is terrible because it's going to move down again and trigger more stuff. So maybe I don't want to do that. So let me move it back and consider a different way of doing it. I could try and place out like a 2 and a 3. So a 2 means this can go here to fire something down, but there's nothing to fire at, so I probably want to skip that. I could go here to get a 1. The downside is it's got a -1 next to it, which means it's going to cost me nothing, and it's going to cost me 1 charge. So it's going to get nothing out of it, and we're bringing down some more enemies. So maybe I want to consider going over here. So there's nothing suitable here. All this is available for me though. So I probably do want to start getting along. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not much to pick between presently. Obviously you don't want low values down here. I could start getting in here to get some charges. Maybe I'll do this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go for this one. So 5 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I happen to get a 4 damage, we're going to do some damage there. But it is a white die, so you have to roll again. And this time we're going to pick something else. And this time we probably want another high value just to try and get some extra juice going up for another further round. But where else do we want to consider? We haven't got that 4, which is what we needed. So let's just chuck in a 3. 1, 2, 3. So that's not very helpful either, but it's something. And we haven't got a different value, so we need to go again. So we're charging up, so we're having 8 minus 3 is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's max. If you do any more than that, it's not going to do anything. So let's think where we want to go. Let's go for a 2. Isn't very powerful. We kind of need to get a 1 out, which does kind of burn things away. I mean, move 1, it moves 1 and comes back 1. It's not terrible, and it does move it along, but then you can only go ahead of this train once. Let's do 2. And do 1, 2. Sorry, we'll do 2, 1, 2. I don't know. Yeah, let's just do 2, 1, 2. So this goes 1, 2, moves across, and at least we've got this moving a little bit. And maybe not activate it because we need an extra thing in here too. We still haven't got any rerolls though, unfortunately, so this does not look good. But maybe what we could choose to do is not move something along. This looks awful. 1 is there. Let's just, so we're going to be moving nothing along here. We need that 5 out. Let's go for, I don't know, maybe I've never wasted a die before, so let's try that and re-roll and hopefully get a 4. We got a 4, good. Unfortunately it doesn't help, we can't stick it here anymore. We have a oh, here we go. We can do this, but it's going to go down to a 3, so that's not going to be good. 4, it's not great, but it's something. Okay, so we're not having a great session so far. Now we're going to move on to the next second phase, which is we can resolve these in any order. So let's get some energy first. So we'll take these off. Oh, sorry. When we move the 4, that would have gone down 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We take these off. We get we spend the difference. So we have 8 minus 3 is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. To max that out, that does nothing. We're now going to look into the rest. So we've got 4, so we can move up 4, which is 1 position, cost 2 energy. And then finally this one, which didn't do anything because we haven't activated it. Okay, so that's where we're up to. And now we do the next phase, which is they are now going to move. So this is now going to move down 1 position. Now, interestingly, there's no other ships come out, but when they do come out and get collected, you'll see how they do move. So what's going to happen is, for example, if there were more ships back here, finding the first empty column they can go to, and they're going to go there, you can pick which empty column they go to. If not, they're going to the one whereby, imagine one of them is right down the bottom here, it's going to the one with the one furthest away. Then you can put these white ones in wherever you like. So that's how the game progresses. I'm even tempted to do a second round. But let's talk about the components and stuff. So the components are very nice. Obviously you can see what the number is underneath. I mentioned the rulebook already and the lack of player aid. But the rating on BGG is 7.8. My rating is also 7.8. Highly enjoy it. It's very good and there's so much to it. There's a lot going on with it. So I do highly recommend it. This does go on my solo list as well, my solo playlist, as well as my solo playthrough list. Also my how to set up, play and review and AmassGames amongst other things. And let's move on to that next round. So this has triggered, so we move one thing there. So we're going to bring out a ship. And again, you can choose where it goes because it's white. And let's say we stick it over here. So that's something to bear in mind. And in the mothership, obviously, we've brought out the white one. And again, you move the mothership, you resolved it, and then you spawn the ships. So we have done everything necessary there. And then we go back to rolling dice. So hopefully we're going to have a better round. And let's see. So we want to move this along more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think move it as far as we can. Let's try that out. These are both going to move down 6 though. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then they're all going to get rolled again because they're white. Oops. And now we're thinking, is there anything suitable here? So that's moved all the way across. There's nothing to attack presently, so maybe I want to do other stuff. My energy's looking pretty good. I could start getting things ready to fire if I can line stuff up. Currently there's nothing to line up, so maybe I just want to get some energy. So 2 here, a 2's enough. That maxes that out. This moves down 2, which I do not want because it's going to land on a ship. So I probably want to get a 3 and do something about that. So let's do 3 and try and do something else over here. So I'm currently here on 3. That's going to give me 6. That's 3. I need to get 8. So I need to get a 2 down here. So that's going to be 3. 1, 2, 3. We want to stick a 2 here because then we're going to do a 5. So it's a total of 8, which is going to be 3, 8. So that's as far as we can reach. Good. So that's going to be handy because you can't do anything other than that. So if I happen to have, I don't know, let's say 2 1s, that's fine, but then I can't then do this one. Or if I had a 4, then that's not going to be enough. I can do the 3, but then not enough to do the 5 as well. So what's I'm going to do next? I've got enough here, I've got enough here. There is something to fight, so maybe I should show you fighting. If I move this, it's not very helpful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These aren't very useful. I do want to get some fighting just to show you, but 1, 2, 3, 4. Not very useful unless I stick it there. Although that is good because I want to do a 4 here. So it's going to re-roll the die though. So let's do this. 5. Let me think about this one if it's there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, I don't want to stick it there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nothing suitable. Where shall I stick that die? 1 fewer movement is possible. I don't tend to bother these ones, which basically reduces the movement by 1. I'm thinking of 1, 2, 3. Maybe skipping them over. Getting more juice back would be good. So maybe I'll show you some damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we'll go for a 4 here, which does only, it's tricky this, because it's going to give me 3, which isn't enough. I don't know. No, it's not going to then trigger. Will it have activated up to that point? I'm going to assume it hadn't. So let's just do it over here. 4 isn't all I need, so I have 8 and then I need 4. That's fine. And this is going to be 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's also moving 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we've got this 5 to bring out. We know 5's too much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do some fighting damage over here, maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, but unfortunately it's not in the right column. Oh, it's not in the right column, but yeah, nothing's going to get hit. And 5 over here is going to bring down the mothership, which is not good. I think we go here, 5. And we do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so it's only giving me 4. So now I'm going to resolve them. So let's hopefully think I've got enough energy. 3 energy, let's do it later. 4, so no, let's do this first. So up to and including 8, so that's 3 and 5. Makes 8, cost me 2 energy. I gain back, let's do this. I gain back 3 energy. 1, 2, 3. I then move up 4, spending 2 energy. I can go 5, so that's not terrible because I'm spending 4, and that's it. And now obviously they're going to move, so now that's going to come down. Excavator moves back 2 positions, and obviously we have nothing else spawning. That's it done. Everything else is out, and now we go on to round 3. So let's see how we get on. Obviously please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell and share. And let me know in your comments on YouTube. So I want to move this along. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nothing to attack though, unfortunately. So I don't have to go that far, but I'm hoping we can get there. So let's go for 6. I want more energy back as well. And to do that, so that's gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I do want some energy, so that gives us, I don't need too much energy. 1, 2, 3. I think 4 might be enough, and I'm sure I'm going to need the energy, so let's go with 6 energy. So firstly, this has happened, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so it's going to move across, but in this case it can't. And then we're going to move on to, pretty sure that's correct, and then we have this 4. I'm thinking we need to get up here, so maybe we just do 3, maybe get higher than that. Let's go with a 1 makes nothing. So 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go with 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we need a 6. So we need to be bashing it over here. So that's not enough. We could place out a 1 and try and get something better. So let's go here 1 and try and get 5 or a 6. Oh dear, it's a 2. So what can we do with that? Not much. Nothing else to attack. Thinking we just go over here. Oh, that makes a 6. Perfect. So let's resolve. So we're going to take off this first. Oh, actually, one minute. Yeah. So we're going to go doing a damage of 6. So that comes off. So it's going to come back to the ship. It's going to cost me 1 energy. This is going to cost me 2 energy. And it's going to give me 6. Which is going to go here, so it's just going to stop here. And then finally we have 6 to gain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that's everything dealt with. Everything comes back. They're going to move down again, so this time it does get picked up. And now we are going to get another one of these. Now we're going to redeploy, so we're going to have this going in here. We have another pink to go in here, and this one can go where it likes, and we're going to stick it there because it's furthest away. Okay. Round 4, we're down here. Haven't taken any damage yet. And what can we get here? We have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not terrible considering there's no other damage going on. So we could get up to here. I think we might going to do that. 5. So, oh, it's a different column as well. Excellent. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, it's not ideal. Let's try and get some. We've got max energy already. Let's see if we can just boost it up here. Let's go with a 5 over here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see if a 9 helps us. 7. So we just need a 2. That's enough to handle those 2 bits. 1, 2, but that will move the ship down again, which isn't terrible. And then we are thinking where else to go. Need to spend some energy, maximum energy. Can we get another big number out here? Presently not. 4 might be worth taking. Maybe over here. Let's do a 4 here because 7, and then we have a 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's going to cost me 1 energy, so 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm now thinking I want to do, so I'm going to be here. I need to get a 5 out. Not very helpful. I need to get a 5 out. So let's try, can we do any damage? Nothing to attack. Maybe just bring back some energy for a 2. Reroll and try and get a high number. Yep. And then probably go over here for a 6. So we can get a 5. That's going to be a 7. Then a 4, and then I need to get, that's good, up to here. So let's go here then. All right, let's resolve. So firstly, we're doing 7. So that's 7. And then we're spending 2 energy. We're going for the 4, which spends 1 energy, to go here. We're then spending 6, spending 2 energy, to go 6 is up to here. And then we're gaining back 2 energy. Now these guys are moving. So first this moves down, and then let's see where they deploy. So nothing else happens. They're all ready to go. So into the next round, fifth round this time. So this does also trigger a new white ship, which can go there. So let's roll again. Again, to win 11, you might need to get down to here or somewhere around here. So 6 and 5 pretty much hopefully should do it for us. We might have some things falling in, which I think is just going to have to occur. So have a, let's chuck the 5 in first. 5, so we need 14. 5, 9, we need 14. Let's go for the 12, 14, so we need all that. So that's all in there. So we have enough energy to do it. Reroll. Before I do this, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's going to come back. It's going to respawn, do some damage. This one's going to come in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do some damage, but not come back in because it's white. This one is going to drop 6. Sorry, this one's going to drop 4 as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. This one's going to drop 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we have now got this left. So we have enough to do the damage. There's nothing else you need to worry about. There's nothing to kill off. It doesn't matter what we pick now, to be honest. We could just choose to go for, I don't know, a bit of fun. Let's just go, well, I don't know actually, probably place out the 6 here. So it's going to move 1, 2, 3. Well, it's going to move, maybe we don't do that. We just leave it here and it's going to move 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then the 2 will obviously get re-rolled, hopefully becoming a 6. It does. Excellent. And then we can just chuck that there. So now we can resolve it. And let's chuck, we have enough energy, we do. So we can actually blast this ship off. The 6, costing 2 energy. We've then obviously got this going on because I think we did, maybe we didn't move this forward enough. Had I not moved it enough? Because if it would do, then that would be enough to do it. I felt like we had picked that already, which would be enough to obviously do 14 and win the game. That is basically how the game goes. And maybe there was a case that I didn't do it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If that was the case, I would have put the 6 there, obviously in a prior turn, because if that hadn't have been a 6, based on fate, and therefore we would have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The downside is, yeah, that wouldn't have been fine, because the 6 would have been in that position, which would have moved it along, and still represent that area. So that would have been fine, and we still would have done it. It would have been in a different order. So there we have it. That would have moved back 2 positions, and that's the game. So like I said, that's that solo playthrough as well, and as you can see, everything does fit in, but it is tight to show it on this table. It's a very long board. You do need about a 90 centimeter table to get all in one place, and it is something to be aware of. And like I said, that was on a harder mode because I flipped one of these tiles over, not more than one, but you could flip it over more than one. And then you're moving on to the campaign mode, which I won't show everything, but as you can see, there's a bit of a storybook and information going on there that you're going through these various boards, which you're going to punch out and play through as you get onto them. So yeah, very cool, get different characters and things, which if you're interested in this, you might want to then check out. So thanks very much for watching. It's been Under Falling Skies, AmassGames, and this has been a CGE game by Thomas Uller. So thanks for watching, and speak to you soon. Back to the table.